Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting edition of Psychic Sundays Live with your host, the Queen of Ooga Booga, Psychic Sally Diane. How's it going tonight, Sally?
It is going wonderful. Are we late?
We're a
We
little
were
bit late. Yep.
we were rushing around so much at the last minute. We actually did. I used to watch a show called All in the Family, and there's two characters there that they were always like running into each other and then stepping around each other, and it was just like a scene from All in the Family. We couldn't get out of each other's way.
Okay. So what's new? What's exciting?
What's new and exciting? We're still working on our website, but all the information's there. Sorry about the pictures. We're working on it, but you can find all about my upcoming events and how to schedule a reading with me and how to contact me all at sallydiane.com. And I would really like to thank my producer for setting up the website.
Yeah, well, you're the one taking over now.
Does anybody know how to load pictures on WordPress, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
And speaking of press,
Why don't you keep them entertained while I keep going with the technical
okay.
side of things here?
This week I'm also going to be giving you a link on my webpage, sallydiane.com, for our Cafe Press shop. We have a Cafe Press shop where you can order t-shirts, hoodies, pajamas, and mugs with my sign on it, with my logo, with the sun. Okay, and over the year, we're actually going to start putting phrases on that. Another piece of merch that's coming up that was it going to be piece of merch?
I'm not listening to you right now.
Oh, well, the producer isn't listening to me, but he is working on an 8-ball. He vacillates between it being an 8-ball and a spinning wheel, but it's going to be one of those things where you press a button and you get an answer. So that should be a really fun game. And also, I want to remind everybody of my upcoming retreats. The dates are a little different now. We will have a workshop, and it's a retreat. It starts on Saturday morning, goes to Sunday afternoon, on how to read the tarot. And it's a totally immersive experience. And you come in with a willingness to learn, and you leave on Sunday afternoon with an ability to read tarot for your family and friends. The packages, and you can find them on Eventbrite, or you can find the link for our packages at sallydiane.com. And everything is included in the package. It covers your accommodation, your meals, and all tax and gratuity. The only thing that the workshop on the tarot doesn't include is your tarot deck. And I do have a list of suggested tarot decks. They're all available on Amazon.com, and you can find that on our website, as well as the information for the palmistry retreat, which goes on April 2nd and 3rd. So I hope to see you all there. It's going to be a really fun experience. And the more the merrier. If you share your room with a friend, you save a lot of money. Okay? And you still working on it, baby?
No, we're good.
We're good.
Waiting for you to finish meandering.
Okay, well, I'm done meandering, and I'm ready to start reading for all my friends out there.
Well, let's start with Sonia, who went to the hospital
Sonia.
last week.
Oh, dear. Okay, so
I'm sorry, Sonia, that you had to go to the hospital for some eye care, but we do not answer healthcare questions here.
Yes, but we're all friends, and we're all going to send you some positive healing energies, Sonia. And let's see what the week ahead holds for you. And,
wonderful.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just doing a simple 3-card spread using the Scapini Tarot, which, by the way, the Scapini Tarot is one of the approved decks for my tarot class. Well, I get the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and the first thing I see is you may have to miss a little work over this for an appointment or something, because she's saying, well, you're gonna miss out on a little bit of money. Okay. So let's see what else we have going on here. Now, this week starts out a little bit difficult financially, no doubt. So we might be looking like Monday through Thursday. Everything you seem to be running up against obstacles. But when the dam breaks open, it finally breaks open. After a frustrating week, when you get to the weekend, it's the world. Everything just clears up. So as you go through Monday through Thursday, just keep saying, I'm looking forward to Friday. I'm looking forward to Friday. And you are going to have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for tuning in, Sonia.
And our next question comes from High Priestess, who's going to court January 24th with custody issues.
You know, the very first phrase that popped into my mind, High Priestess, is good for you. So I think there might be an element of standing your ground or standing up for yourself that's involved here. So we're going to do another 3-card spread. And I'm not a lawyer, and keep in mind this is for entertainment purposes only, but I'm more than happy to tell you what the cards say. Okay, so you have the Emperor, and the Emperor is it represents authority, basically. And it's kind of being set out there as a reminder to you, because I think this whole process is a little frustrating for you. And the first thing it's reminded is that this is set up to work for the benefit of everybody. So there's a reason why they're doing this and that, and why they have their certain procedures up, even though it just feels like, get that monkey up the tree, you know? And you have the 9 of Swords. So the 9 of Swords does say that it's not really going to be resolved. It's when you're on court time, it's a lot of hurry up and wait, and you're going to be told to wait. So you might have a delay there. I'm sorry. Okay, and then you've got the 4 of Cups, and with the 4 of Cups, I do notice that in this picture, see you have the woman here, and you have the child here. So ultimately, it does end up in your court, basically. So the custody issue, you are essentially going to win, but it's not going to be a 100% victory, because you notice that she's crying, and the idea of compromise comes through. So you're going to get the bare minimum of what you need, but you're not going to get everything you want. And again, you're reminded the system is working for the benefit of everybody. Also, it begins with a 4 and ends with a 4. So I think that you might have some decisions that are going to be delayed until April. So good luck to you, High Priestess. Always remember to carry a John the Conqueror route on you whenever you go to court. You can order it online, really, and it's literally a route. Carry a little bit of it in your pocket. Okay, and who's next?
Next, we have Mary Ann, who's looking for a general reading.
Oh, and it's my pleasure to give you a general reading. And, speaking of general readings, we are going to change up the pick a card a little bit. And we're moving it from the end of the show to the middle of the show. And this is something that everybody can participate in. We're actually going to change up the deck, and we haven't quite made up our minds whether we're going to go with playing cards or whether we're going to go with the tarot for children. But this week, I'm going to go with the tarot for kids, but it might be something different next week. Okay, so back to Miriam, who wants general reading. So we're going to do a northeast, southwest for you. Okay. And in your north, you have the Ace of Wands. So it looks like your reality, things are starting to fire up. And I know that a lot of people are experiencing that because you're coming off of a water element energy off of a steel element energy to a water element energy. So you'll find overall just a general movement of the universe, if you will, is going to be a lot more flowy. And so it looks like as you look ahead, there is a opportunity that you can make for yourself. But things are becoming, there are more opportunities for you right now, Marianne. With the Ace of Wands, it says that there are things that you can grab onto and run with. When you go to the east, where you've got the Six of Cups, and the Six of Cups, there's a little bit about childishness there, but this particular one also seems to have a nod to the idea of delusion, illusion, even though that's really Seven of Cups. But what I'm seeing here is that it looks like the messages that you're going to get over the next little while are a bit garbled. And that doesn't surprise me at all. I just got done talking about the energies. And you were in a Mercury retrograde and will be in a Mercury retrograde until February 4th. This is going to be a mildly weak Mercury retrograde, but it still means that communication is going to be jumbled up, and you should reread every letter before you send it out. Read every email twice, double check everything, just because communications are just, the word garbled keeps coming through and coming through. So check and double check everything for the next little while. And then you get your south, which is your fire, which is your passion, which gets things that get you going. And look at that. You've got the Page of Cups. And so this is creativity. This is the ability to kind of connect with your inner child. So you always like to have a little bit of a sense of play around. And when I look at this, you also have that there with these two little gnomes, right? And they're kind of teeter-tottering. So over the next little while, they say, do what you love and you won't work a day in your life. Make sure that as you mold your future, that you keep in mind that you are supposed to be enjoying life. Sometimes we get so caught up in the practical that we forget it's supposed to be fun. And 2022 is supposed to be very fun for you. I'm sorry to you and everybody else that starts with Mercury retrograde, but just double check everything. You'll be fine. Oh, isn't that nice? And then you have the West, which is water, which talks about emotions. And you've got the Two of Swords. And in this particular Two of Swords, it talks about truce, and maybe a little bit of an uneasy truce, but it says that as you go forward, you can find your peace with certain people. And as I touch it, I'm also reminded that sometimes the best thing to do is accept people for what they are and not expect them to change. Just bet on them that tomorrow they're going to be the same way they were yesterday. Okay, so overall, in general, as long as you check and double check everything and remember to appeal to your own sense of fun, you're going to be fine. I think that you can make some great forward strides in 2022 if you play your cards right. Dead air. Oh no, dead air.
No, dead air, yeah, because I'm listening to the playback here. Who is next? Gemini Girl, or Gem Girl, wants to know what's going on in love for 2022.
Ooh. And as soon as we asked, two cards jumped out. So I'm going to just put them there. And let's look at love for Gem Girl. This is a message from your guides, Gem Girl. Love for 2022. Wow. All right, so you start out with two reverse cards. Well, first off, I want to point out that you have three major arcana cards. 3/4 of these cards are major arcana. So it says that the forces of fate, the hand of fate is working a lot in your love life. Okay, it starts out, you've got the Sun reversed and Judgment reversed. And that makes me think that you might be looking in the wrong way love-wise. And I wonder if maybe you're obsessing about somebody that you can't quite catch and can't quite pin down. If this is the case, this is a good time for you to just kind of cut your losses and move on to the next thing. And the reason I say that is I think maybe you're being tested a lot right now, both in knowing what makes you happy and knowing what's really going to enhance your life. And also there's this idea of judgment. They say if somebody shows you who they are, believe them. And while we're on that topic, somebody who tells you that respect is earned is just justifying their disrespect. Respect is mutual. When you give it, you should get it. And if you don't get it in return, it's time to turn around and walk away. So as you're coming into the first few months of 2022, in the year of the water tiger, this is a good time for you to just clean the closets, decide what's not working for you as an individual, decide what's not good for you. And even if your heart wants to hold on to it, let it go, let it go, let it go. And the reason I say that, as you come into spring and summer, you've got an aspect of community, family coming together, and also there's an idea of children. So relationships and love get very serious and very committed in the latter part of 2022. So you just want to make sure that you're not stuck with some fun loser. Sorry to put it that way. Sometimes I have no control over what comes out of my mouth. So let's see what the message was from your guides. The illusion delusion card. Yeah, whoever you're hanging on to and obsessing about, let it go. And it's a lot easier than you think it is. Yeah.
Our next question is from Olive, who's got a birthday coming up.
Happy birthday, Olive. When's your birthday?
I'll let you know in a minute and a half when I hear that back.
Okay.
And in the meantime, how about you give her a reading for it?
Okay, birthday reading for Olive. And actually, I'm going to change up and pull out the Lenormand deck. See what the Lenormand has to say for Olive. Oops. You've got the cake there, and it looks, well, it's actually the house, right? But if you kind of squint at it, it looks almost like a birthday cake. And you've got the King of Hearts there, Olive. Got somebody being sweet to you, girl. All right, so let's see what else the Lenormand has to say. Give him a quick cut. Okay. And this is just a birthday reading for her. The very first thing that you get is that coffin, and that's in the past. So this is something that you're putting behind you. And this says that, you've had some epiphanies in the past year or so, where you've kind of let the, like taking the blinders off and sorted out some pretty bad situations. Makes me wonder if you changed relationships or changed jobs or something like that. But you really put the nail in the coffin of something as you're going into the year past. So as you're going forward, you've actually set yourself up. You've got the Queen of Cups right here. I mean, the Queen of Hearts. And it's a crane, and I always think of the crane as being something very lucky. And it also has an 8 attached to it, which is the number of evolution. So it's saying that you're evolving. And as you're evolving, you're also attracting good fortune to you. And I know that you had some job interviews. I think that you have some very important choices coming up because it shows you at the crossroads. You have a little bit of a warning right here between the fox and the bear, because the fox is somebody who will trick you and somebody who doesn't have good motives. You know, the fox is somebody who will lie to you with a smile while looking you straight in the eye. It's somebody who will pretend to be your friend and then sabotage you. And you've got a fox around you right now. You've got a fox and a bear. And so it's saying that basically some of the people around you, and you've got some pretty good spidey sense. I can see that right here. There's somebody around you who's working against you. You know, sometimes our worst enemies are in our own camp, and it just says that right now it's not a good time for you to be trusting. Okay, so my mother used to say, trust everybody but count the silver. And I say the same thing to you. You know, make sure that you proof your own work, double check everything before you set it out, always have a backup. Just think of any way somebody can sabotage you and protect yourself. Protect yourself right now. Because you have people who are working against you. I think you've got some jealousy happening there. So you might be shining more than you realize, because that'll stir up jealousy. Because when you look here, it's kind of shows you as being the new kid on the block. But you know how they say everybody likes a new kid in town. And you're doing very well for yourself, and you are impressing the right people. So when you get constructive criticism from those around you, just kind of turn it over in your mind and ask yourself, is this really constructive or is this jealousy speaking? Okay, because they're going to try and kind of hold you back, and this is a time for you to shine. This is a time for you to show what you can do best. And it also says that over the next year, you can really anchor yourself in your position. You know, so you're stabilizing in a good spot. So don't let yourself be sabotaged. When I look at what's on the horizon for you this year, you've got some good messages coming in. And we'll just end it with this right here. You've got a ring. I know that you've kind of settled out a lot of things work-wise, and here you got relationship. And the year ends on a very good note relationship-wise. You know, you might be getting a ring, you might be getting a new house, but it looks like you've got a relationship that takes the next step up.
And our next question comes from, Sonia, you're very welcome, but please going forward, Sally absolutely hates being called Sal.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, Suzanne. Oh, yeah.
Makes me sound like a horse.
Thanks for the kind words, Suzanne. Abby wants to know about her family.
Aw. Well, I'd be happy to tell you about your family. Okay. And the cards that I'm using right now is the Maybe Lenormand by Ryan Edwards. It is a 52 card deck, so you have one representative for each one of the playing cards, and it is based on the traditional Lenormand, just with a few extra cards, and I think he does a wonderful job. Okay, and Abby wanted to know about
family.
Well, how did those two end up together again? Okay, so but in a different sort of spot. When I look at family in general, you got the good and the bad, all the way up and down the line. You got the good and the bad. You know who to trust and who not to trust. I think that if this isn't sibling rivalry, that's cousin rivalry, because you do have this rivalry here. And it is kind of well established, because there are those that are a bit annoyed by it. So they can see the two of you together, see the sparks flying, they're like, oh, there they go at it again. Another influence with family, you have the key. So overall, you've got a close-knit family, and you probably fight and compete with each other just like any family does. But at the right at the core of it, you've got a good foundation here. Even when you're competing with each other, you love each other. And I think that you have when I see this pig here, I don't I'm not saying that this person is a pig, but represented by the pig. And you have somebody around you who's a good friend and who has been probably a little bohemian, because it just feels like when I put my finger on it, the phrase "high on the hog" kind of comes through. So this is somebody who's kind of, you probably are looking at a college student or somebody who's younger, but there's somebody close to you in your heart that's probably not just family member, but a friend as well. And I feel like this person is coming from maybe an extended childhood to adulthood. So you've got some members of your family that are going to make you very proud. I think that I'm looking at a male here, but he's coming into adulthood. So the partying, the irresponsibility, is going to fall by the wayside. Late bloomer, but grows up. When I look at what's happening right now, this is going to be a good year for your family. You've got Sun, and you've got that Ace of Diamonds. So it's just, it's going to be a good year right from the get-go. Also, there's going to be a birth in the family. So you've got a new addition here. You do have a little something here. And I think this is with the older generation. And you might have not just a new birth in the family, but you might have one of the older couples, like a couple that's been married 20, 30 years, divorcing. Because it just feels like, it feels like you see a side of somebody that you didn't really want to see. I see that there and there. But overall, the two cards that describe, what's going on with your family the best are these two cards right here, where you've got the Ace of Diamonds. So this is overall a fortunate year. You guys are going to be able to see more of each other this year and communicate more. So overall, it's going to be a happy year. And here in the Seven of Diamonds, or the number 12 card, you've got the two birds, and it is that whole working together. So despite everything, this is going to be a good year, and you're all going to be working together. Some people that have been maybe not the most cooperative in the world are going to come on track, if you will. Sorry about the older folks, but that happens. Thank you for tuning in.
Just to remind everybody, all readings are for entertainment purposes only.
And if anybody...
Can I finish?
Oh, sorry.
Jerry, we do not answer medical questions here. We wish your nephew-in-law well, but that's all we can do on that. If you would like a reading from Sally in person, please call the number on the screen, 519-272-1293. That will connect you to the spa near the tracks in Stratford, Ontario. And while you're here getting a reading, check out our Festival of Lights. Next, we have a very special segment, Crystal Therapy Parts. Pick a card.
Oh, I thought we were going to use a different card.
Which card are we using?
I thought we were going to use the tarot for kids. You want? No,
I
use
really
the
don't
crystal.
care. Whatever you want. I don't care.
We'll do the crystal therapy cards. Okay, and this is pick a card.
Yep, pick a card. 1 of 3. Write down your cards in the comments, in the chat, right now. Come on, let's go.
Yes, we pick card number 1. Card number 2. And card number 3. So which one did you choose? Card number 1, card number 2, card number 3. Put it down in the chat. Okay, are we ready? Did you pick card number 1? If you did, then this week you have mandala. And that's not exactly a crystal, but it is a sort of a crystal grid, a sort of a crystal layout that talks about, how you direct the energies. So the theme of this week is going to be to make sure you direct the energies. This is your week to be the leader of the pack. Okay? Did you pick card number 2? Now, if you pick card number 2, then this week your crystal is selenite. And it says purity. Selenite's more than that. It's you can get in a lot of different forms. You can get wands, you can get towers, you can get in balls, and it just has this gentle, very moon-ish kind of energies to it. I love crystal. I love the selenite crystal balls for beginners because selenite has like a certain striation, a certain grain to it, and so when you have a crystal ball, there's almost a window on either end that can help you look through. And with selenite, if you pick selenite this week, this is a week that says that if you slow down and you just examine whatever's in front of you, if you feel like you're blocked in any way, don't get angry, step back, slow down, and take a good look at the situation. Because the answer is right there in front of you. Okay? Did you pick card number 3? Well, if you pick card number 3, have they been writing this down in the comments?
Yeah, they've been writing the numbers down.
Good. You pick card number 3, then this week your stone is zincite. And it says desired. Zincite is... It is a silvery metal. It's actually a little bit more lightweight, and it's very fiery. You tell by the color and just the way it's laid out. It's very fiery, and this is a week for you to be uncharacteristically fiery. Maybe not the time for you to be the most agreeable person in the world. This is a time for you to ask for what you want without hesitation. Okay, so thank you everybody for participating in that. Hope you have a really good week.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Stick around, guys. We're going to do a special mystery reading later on. But next we have Cindy.
Hi, Cindy.
Who would like a general reading.
Okay, Cindy. And you see, I changed cards. I picked up the Pamela Coleman Smith deck, which is
one of your favorites.
It is. I like that it's named for the artist, Pamela Coleman Smith, instead of the publisher.
Right.
Rider was the writer on the Rider-Waite deck was actually the publisher. Anyhow, you didn't want to know any of that. You just want a general reading, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. I know I talked earlier about how the energies are going to go from being steel, so very kind of strong and sturdy and stubborn and right there, to water what's, so everything is starting to break free. And you start out with the Eight of Wands, which is about things moving forward fast. So when things start moving forward, they move forward fast. The King of Wands is reversed and it's saying make sure that you don't miss out on opportunities that are directly ahead of you. And that's collaborated in the Two of Pentacles, because with Two of Pentacles, you're making a decision. And it's a decision between two different directions to go. And the King of Wands is that it just feels like he's saying when the opportunity comes, jump on it. Don't wait on it. Don't wait on it. Don't say, I got to think about it for a couple of days. You know what you want. Grab what you want or it'll be taken from you. So don't spend time in the indecision. Make a decision and know that even a bad decision is better than indecision. But life wants to, the wands are fiery. The wands are about taking initiative. The wands are about things moving forward. And it says that you can certainly get your life moving forward in the direction that you want. Make sure that you get back in touch with some of your old dreams. And keep in mind, readings are for entertainment purposes only, but the cards are saying throw caution to the wind. You know what you want, go for it. And that is confirmed with the Seven of Rods, because Seven Rods is kind of like, King of the Mountain. I don't know whether any of you played King of the Mountain, but you see him, he's there and he is easily fending off all his competitors. So be competitive. It'll be easy enough for you to get on top, and don't dilly-dally. When opportunity knocks, shove your foot in the door.
Our next question comes from Kelly. He's wondering about a purchase that she's planning on making.
Ooh.
What do the spirits say about it? Besides, bottoms up.
Gee, I hope it's not a boat. If it is, he just got one.
As long as it's not a boat captained by Kirk Douglas that disappears into the past for 40 years.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, he watched was
Final Countdown. Very young Martin Sheen and a pretty old Kirk Douglas.
Okay, so. And what was the question?
A purchase that Kelly is considering making.
Okay, and I'm just going like this because this is about looking for your ships coming in, and I'm just kind of getting stuck on the Two of Pentacles again, just because when it's reversed like this, it's kind of like both of these smack of indecision, and yet when you look at this, where it's what the messages are and what you should do. This is something you should definitely go for. Don't get stuck in indecision. Don't get stuck in indecision. Don't get stuck in indecision. Yeah, 2, 3, 4. And this is, are we looking at a house or vacation or something? Because you got this idea of, it's strange that this card would show up here because this card is about relationships and family and community. So it's also a very fortunate card. So yes, whatever this purchase is, you should definitely do it, because right here it's saying go for it, grab it and go. The swords tend to be, as people, and the cards are suggesting you should be the sort of people. They tend to see their truth. They tend to see what they want. They grab it and they go. And that is exactly what you should do. Don't get stuck too much in worrying about how am I going to recover, and letting yourself be indecisive. This time, go for it. You've already put the wheels in motion. Keep them going. Go for it. This looks like it's something that will bring you pleasure.
All right. Donna Marie, we do get to everybody's questions in sequence. As you can see, there's a lot of them. And sometimes we don't get to all the questions, though.
We
If
try.
that is the case, just send Sally an email at queenofoogabuga@gmail.com, and we will answer those email questions first next Sunday. We are here every Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern, even if Sally broke her shoulder, in which case I do the readings. That
He
was
looks
fun.
great in a
That
crown.
was fun. I look great in the bra.
And a crown. The bra you stretched out. So. Ruh-roh. I'm in trouble.
Okay, let's see who's next. Shannon is having a hard time.
Oh,
She wants to know whether she should turn a new chapter in her life and start over again.
wow. If you're going to do it, now's the time to do it. That's quite the transition that the world's going to go. You know, going from a steel ox to a water tiger. So things are going to start breaking open, and this is, if you want to make changes in your life, boy, this is the year to do it. The tiger years tend to be volatile. I did some research and I looked back 60 years, and 60 years ago, the last year of the water tiger, now I haven't finished my research, but just skimming the surface, the last year of the water tiger, we had the Bay of Pigs, which is a nuclear crisis in Cuba, and that was also the year that Marilyn Monroe died.
And the two had no relation to each other at all.
None. Are we going to get on conspiracy theories now? Okay,
About
what was
Marilyn
the...
Monroe and JFK? No,
Ooh.
not at all. Shannon.
Yes.
New chapter.
Oh, a new chapter for Shannon. Okay, so we'll see what... North, east, south, and west. Okay, so what I'm seeing, like your reality as far as starting a new chapter, it's kind of saying you're focused in on the wrong thing. You're focused in on the money, on the material aspect of it. And that might not be the end-all be-all here. Because you look at this guy, and this guy is about being satisfied with what's being put in front of you. And you're being reminded that you wouldn't be looking or thinking about a new beginning if you were satisfied with where you were at. And the only thing that it's warning me about is that it's going to take you, the new beginning, it's going to take you longer than you anticipate to get on your feet and to get to where you want to be. But it really feels like you should go ahead and go for the new beginning, because this card right here, the Queen of Pentacles reverse, says that the universe is going to put the opportunities and the elements of change in front of you. And if you are frightened by it, the elements of change are going to be put in front of you. You can't be chicken about it. The playing it safe isn't going to work for you. This isn't the year for you to play it safe. When life offers you an opportunity, grab it. And as far as worrying about the money follows. It balances itself out too. So yes, good time for you to make change.
Our next question comes from Ava, who wants to know whether it's a good thing that the shop and house have sold.
Yes.
Our next question comes from Donna Marie, who wants to know whether she's going to have twins.
Okay. And Ava, can I use the name from our story? the name of your character from that story that we did a few years back. I'm working on a book. Okay, so that's just a yes or no question.
Yeah. But she couldn't tell you in the private message for some reason. So,
Of course not.
is Donna Marie going to have twins or triplets or?
Or is she gonna be like Natalie Suleiman?
The Octomom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My goodness, did she ever get big? Okay, so let's see how many babies we got there.
You got any twins in the audience?
One card. Yeah, it's twins. And I know he's gonna say, but there's three of them there. But the two are right here. You might have a third that started out, but it was absorbed. But there's twins.
Okay, well, there we go with that. Welcome, Lucid Dreams. Welcome to the channel. Lucid Dream wants to take our child on vacation at the end of January.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Will she be able to?
Now, keep in mind, you're working with a Mercury retrograde, so always double check everything.
And all readings are for entertainment purposes only.
Okay. Vacation. Oh, hopefully someplace warm. So just go right with the north, east, south, and west. Yeah, your kid must be at a funny age because the first thing gets Knight of Wands reversed. So I think that you might get some bad behavior there. At the start, you might get some pouting or temper tantrums or the I don't want us, you know. But then you've got this, the Knight of Pentacles. And despite whatever emotional issues, behavioral issues you may have, it's overall going to be a good vacation. You're reminded that he'll remember this well. He'll remember it as being a very good time, even if he is kind of like this through the vacation. You're fine. He is going to remember this well. Make sure you take lots of pictures, nice smiling pictures. You've got the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups represents you, and this is something that you're doing in a very loving way and something that you've planned carefully, which, yeah, this is going to be remembered well, even though you do have some behavioral things happening. I think you might be dealing with one that's coming on to adolescence or something like that, because just has that feeling. Anytime you deal with an adolescent, a lot of times it feels like a no-win situation. But regardless of what he says or how he acts, he's going to remember this as being a good time. He won't remember the bad times. He'll just remember the good times. So he doesn't behave perfectly well. He's going to have a good time, and you're going to be glad you did it.
And our next question comes from Divine Oracle Readings. What does my old DM think of myself leaving?
Oh, yeah. Well, congratulations on the new position. Okay. Yeah. And as far as what your old DM thinks, well, I'll give you a card for it, but you really shouldn't care what he thinks. But we'll see what he thinks.
He feels jilted.
Yeah, pretty much. Lover's reversed. He feels like he gave you chances, and yeah, feels jilted. Sucks to be him.
Yeah, well, hey, guess what's next? Suzanne wants to know how the rest of January is going to be.
Okay. So the rest
She forgot her reading already, I guess.
Everybody can participate. And yes, I'm going to do a 3-card spread on January, the rest of January for Suzanne. All right. It looks like pretty much you've got the Ten of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. So that tells me overall there's a lot of stability there. So that's a good thing. So the rest of January might be a little boring. Well, a lot of it boring. But at least you don't have any unpleasant surprises. So, sorry, it's going to be predictable. This death card, but it's a death card reverse, and that does, death is about change, but when you reverse it, it's lack of change. So it says that, it's going to be the same old, same old. So the rest of January is basically a coast for you, but there's nothing bad here. I know that you were in a solid position last month, and you're in a solid position now. So right now, being in a boring position is not a bad thing.
Is that so?
It is.
Well, okay then. Shall we do it? Shall we get them? Yeah. Okay. So, our mystery reading tonight is on Pete Davidson.
Saturday Night Live guy.
Yeah, Saturday Night Live guy.
Oh yeah, Pete Davidson, who just he's hooked up with Kim Kardashian, and I know that they've had some excitement in their life. Apparently, Kanye West bought the house across the street from her, and then he was offended because Kim Kardashian's security wouldn't let him in her house. So, let's see.
Yeah, the children's tarot is perfect for Davidson. If there was a stoner tarot, we'd put that out there right now.
There actually is. Okay, but Mr. Davidson. Okay, so you've got the Hanged Man, but it's turned upside down. So it's talking about patience, but it's patience reversed. So it's talking about him being impulsive, impatient. I think that, right now he's kind of, referring back to the Kim Kardashian thing. This was kind of a whirlwind thing. So he's really had this relationship has really gone to, levels of commitment very fast that he might have broken his own rules, gotten to a live-in situation, gotten serious about somebody too quick. So it does feel like he's in kind of a whirlwind place right now, and kind of second guessing himself, like, did I get here too fast? Okay, but the Two of Wands, so they are, if they haven't already set up housekeeping, they are, and it wouldn't surprise me a bit if him and Kim Kardashian get themselves a house a little bit more removed from where they're at right now. It feels like it might be crowded. I mean, the ex is living across the street, right? So it just feels like he wants to go someplace where the scenery is a little bit different. So they look for him to be looking to buy a new house. Probably, it just feels like maybe the idea of just being in more space. So, a non-suburban place, I guess. Ranch, acreage. Oh yeah, and you've got the sun reverse. The sun's a very bright card, and even reverse, it does it's still a good card. And with the sun, there's this element of children, and of course, he is in a relationship where there are children, and I think he's going to find himself kind of attached to those kids. There's at least one of them in the mix. I think there's 2 or 3 kids there, but there's at least one in the mix that he bonds with. So he might actually stick around with Miss Kardashian for a while. Get home and kids, while he's saying, "Oh wow, this is going way too fast." I'm going to turn it over just to see what he's doing career-wise. Interesting. So career-wise, I know that he's had some issues, and he's had some addiction issues, and he's sort of on a short leash. I get that. Not this year, but next year, and I'm talking 2023, he is going to start. He's going to get an opportunity to star in some movies. But this year is for him is basically damage control and reestablishing his image as a solid person. Okay, so that is Mr. Davidson.
That takes us to 9:58. Hi, Patricia. Sorry to hear that you're still living in shelter, but it sounds like you're having fun with all the people there around the full moon.
That's right. We have a really nice full moon.
Yeah.
First full moon of 2022.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
So, Thelma just came up here. Hi, Thelma.
Hello.
Thelma wants to know about her marriage.
Ooh.
Is it the hubby has happiness, financial stability, anything else?
That's for Thelma.
That is for Thelma. Yes.
Okay, so I'm just going to keep with the tarot for the kids. I really like this deck. It is one of those that is on the list for suggested decks. And we'll do North. And 2 came out, so we're just going to keep it like that. East, South, and West. Okay, so you've got all reverse cards. So I think that the past couple years have been tough on you guys. You're kind of readjusting where you're at in the relationship. I think you're running out of patience with a few things here. It feels like you've recently gotten out of balance, and you may have had spending problems happening here. Yeah, this isn't a time to wait for things to pass. If there's a problem in the marriage, go get counseling. And even here with the Chariot, it says it's got this idea that you need to get some help. You need to move forward. You need to the idea of compromise and negotiate. It's kind of like you both have different ideas of what the relationship should be going forward. And it's time it probably could use at least 1 or 2 sessions with a marriage counselor just to kind of get your direction back, because you've lost your direction. Then when I look at where you're going and where the passion and the love is, you've got the Ace of Coins. And even reversed, it's a good card. The Ace of Coins does bring a period of renewed prosperity and renewed understanding. It feels like once you get into Easter, and I base that on, the lilies that are here. Once you get into Easter, I think that things are a lot smoother. Right now, they're a little bit uncomfortable. I think there's been a big falling out regarding money or resources. But this is something that can be fixed. You just have to have that channel of communication. Okay, but overall, I wouldn't toss them out on a 0 yet. Keep in mind for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, for entertainment purposes only.
And I'm so very entertained.
And if you're not entertained enough here on the channel on our Sunday night show every Sunday from 9 p.m. until 10 p.m. Eastern, well, then you can always get a reading from Sally in person at the Spa near the Tracks in Stratford, Ontario. The number is 519-272-1293. That concludes our broadcast day. Any final words, Sally?
Have a great week, everybody. And we'll see you next week. Make sure you visit my channel. I have a lot of interesting videos there, videos on how to read the tarot and how to make a water pie.
Water pie.
Water pie.
Can't wait to not read that again. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.